Onam went straight to the cemetery. Make sure St. Mary's Girls' Secondary School cease to exist for doing this to you. I will wait for you at home. Come home when you are done avenging your death. She was talking to Sarah, who was sitting beside her grave. Onam went home and met a man who to serve her restraining order. Apparently St. Mary's girls do not want her near or around the school anymore. She read it and laughed so hard, then sat on the ground and started crying. Few days later, a student was returning from the library at night. She saw a girl crying for help. Are you okay? The student asked the girl. But when the girl turned around, the student discovered that she had no face. She screamed and the entire school came out, including the hall governors. The student was in shock. It took days before she could describe what she saw. The parents of the girl had to withdraw her from the school. Every midnight, Sarah's voice would be heard all over the school premises until daybreak. June and her friends no longer sleep, because they keep seeing Sarah in their room every night. The news of what was happening at St. Mary's Girls soon circulated the entire state, and parents gradually started withdrawing their children from the school. These happenings made Sister Rita very uncomfortable and worried, so she started investigating to know what actually killed Sarah. Sister Martha, did this Sarah ever complain about anything to you? The principal, Sister Rita, was asking Sarah's former hall governor. She did complain about her roommates bullying her, but I don't know if that contributed to her death. Sister Rita screamed. What? She was bullied? And you never thought I should know? You didn't seem to be interested in knowing, because I remember mentioning it to you when she died, but you warned me about media getting such information. Go and get me the girls that bullied her now. June, Phoebe, and their 2 friends was called to the principal's office, but when they were asked about Sarah and why they bullied her, they denied ever speaking to her. I have never bullied anyone, even though she was in our room. I don't think I have talked with her more than once. June lied and started crying. Sister Martha was shocked. She tried to prove to the principal that these were the girls that she had warned earlier about Sarah, but she had no evidence. I have always told you that if you give a student warning about something this serious, always write it down and put it in their file. Sister Rita fumed. June went to ease herself at night. When she entered the toilet, Sarah locked the door from outside. Then appeared inside the toilet. She started screaming for help. Sarah told her to confess or die. She screamed and screamed. The whole school went into frenzy, and everyone was running for their lives. Some even jumped from the 3rd floor of the school's building, sustaining serious injuries. The school's principal, Sister Rita, still refused to accept that the school was being haunted. She managed to keep all that happened a secret from the parents of the girls and the general public. No one must know what is going on here, until we find a solution. She instructed all the teachers. She and other reverend sisters in the school started midnight devotion to ward off Sarah's vengeful spirit. The more they prayed, the more Sarah appeared around the school, tormenting and frightening anyone that sets eyes on her, making every night in St. Mary's Girls horrific. One fateful Sunday, which happened to be Parents' Visitation Day, parents of some girls came visiting St. Mary's Girls. Some of them were scared of the stories their daughters told them, but Principal Rita assured them that she and her fellow Reverend sisters were handling it. They were talking, when Sarah, who have never appeared during the day, appeared before the parents flying in the air. Everyone ran away with their children, even the Reverend sisters. The news of the haunted school soon spread all over the country. Some parents even granted interviews to both local and international media. The sisters went in search of Onam, Sarah's mother. We are here to ask for your forgiveness concerning your daughter Sarah. I know we didn't sympathize enough when she died. The school is giving you 500,000 naira, as a token to show how sorry we are for your loss. Onam started laughing and asked, so now you want to condole with me? After issuing restraining order to me? She laughed again and asked them to leave with their money. By the time Sarah is done dealing with your school, there will not be any school like St. Mary's Girls. She said and started laughing again. Unless justice is served, and the people who killed my only child are punished accordingly, then this is just the beginning. Onam said and jammed her door. Sister Rita and the teachers were having a meeting in the school. They were discussing how to get their school up and running. Since the students left, I have been sleeping in the school, and I have not seen or heard any noise at night. It's been 2 months now, Sister Rita said smiling. So I am going live on Alma TV station tonight to give press statement. To assure the public that our school is safe and ready to accept our students back. Her speech was accepted with a long and loud applause by the teachers. This year's new academic calendar starts soon, and we must not be left behind, she concluded and sat down. When the meeting ended, Sister Martha went to the principal's office. Sister Rita, seeking justice for the dead girl as her mother told us is important. Don't you think it will be good to know what actually happened to that girl, and punish those involved? Sister Martha was still talking when Sister Rita hushed her. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to call me insensitive? How can you listen to the words of that mad woman Onam? Is she the first woman to lose a child? The chapter of Sarah and her shenanigans is over. Whatever gave her the power to scare us here, our daily prayer devotion have stopped it. So we must forge ahead, and forget the dead. Sister Rita said authoritatively. Few weeks later, registration of new students began. Even though the turnout of new students was very low, Sister Rita was happy that people actually came, after all the negative stories. Some old students returned as well, but the 4 friend that killed Sarah did not resume. They had changed school. St. Mary's girls became functional again. But Sarah came back aggressively this time around. She would bang doors, windows, and chairs at night. She made sure no one slept at night. This continued until students started leaving the school in the middle of the term. That was when an investigation was forcefully commenced to know what killed her. Sister Martha suggested to the police to begin their investigation with the 4 students that bullied her. June, Phoebe, and their friends were invited, but they both denied ever doing anything to her. There was no evidence to pin the murder on them, and their parents were well-to-do, so they could not be intimidated. After some months, the case was dismissed due to insufficient evidence. But Sarah continued crying and wailing within the walls of St. Mary's girls, making it impossible for the school to ever be opened again. When the sisters went to look for Onam again after almost 2 years later, they were told that she had passed on. She died of heartbreak. Losing her only child and family was too much for her.